If hard work actually made people rich, the hardest working people you know wouldn't be broke. But they are. And that's the part nobody wants to talk about. Because the problem isn't laziness. It's not discipline. It's not motivation. It's that hard work by itself is quietly keeping millions of people stuck. And if you don't understand why, you can spend your entire life exhausted and still end up with nothing to show for it. Let me ask you something. Do you know someone who works non-stop but never seems to get ahead? Early mornings, late nights, no weekends, always tired, always rushing, yet somehow money never feels enough. Rent goes up. Groceries cost more. Bills stack up faster than paychecks. That's not a personal failure. That's a system doing exactly what it was designed to do. Let me show you how this actually works. There's a guy. Let's call him Mike. Mike works in a warehouse, 10 hours a day, sometimes 12. Overtime whenever it's offered. He's reliable. He doesn't complain. Managers love him. After 5 years, Mike makes more than when he started. But he's still living paycheck to paycheck. Not because he's irresponsible, not because he's careless. Mike doesn't party, he doesn't gamble, he doesn't waste money. His money disappears quietly. Rent, insurance, gas, groceries, utilities. Subscriptions he forgot about. Every raise feels good for about 2 weeks. Then life absorbs it. Higher rent, higher prices, higher expectations. Mike didn't fail. The system worked exactly as designed. And this is how most people lose financially. Not from one massive mistake, but from 1,000 small ones they never had time to avoid. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Hard work alone doesn't create wealth. It creates survival. Because hard work without leverage only increases one thing: how tired you are. Most people are trading time for money. You show up. You clock in. You get paid by the hour. If you stop working, the money stops. That means your income has a ceiling. No matter how hard you push, there are still only 24 hours in a day. So the system doesn't reward you for thinking better. It rewards you for staying longer. That's why the hardest workers are often the most replaceable. And here's where it gets dangerous. Hard work keeps you busy. Busy people don't think long-term, they don't step back. They don't analyze, they don't build, they survive. And survival mode is expensive. You eat what's fast, not what's smart. You buy what's cheap now, not what lasts. You delay small fixes until they become disasters. That's not irresponsibility, that's exhaustion. There's a real financial rule behind this. It's called Parkinson's Law. Expenses rise to match income. So when you earn more, your lifestyle quietly expands with it. Bigger rent, more subscriptions, higher pressure, more responsibility. You're running faster, but the finish line keeps moving. That's why so many people say, I make more money than I used to, but I still feel broke. They didn't escape the trap. They just upgraded the cage. Think about how unfair this really is. When you earn more, life charges you more. Higher income brings higher expectations, less margin, less flexibility. And if you slow down for even a moment, everything collapses. That's not growth. That's dependency. And there's a cost nobody tracks: stress. When you're constantly tired, your brain stops optimizing. It looks for relief, not strategy. That's why people who work the hardest often make the worst financial decisions. Not because they're careless, but because their mental energy is gone. Bad decisions compound faster than low income. Now compare two people, same age, same city, same starting income. One works non-stop. The other works fewer hours but spends time learning how money actually works. One cuts expenses aggressively. The other builds margin. One survives efficiently. The other creates leverage. 5 years later, their lives don't even look comparable. Not because one worked harder, but because one worked with leverage. Hard work makes you feel productive without making you powerful. You feel busy, responsible, like you're doing the right thing, but activity is not progress. Effort is not ownership. Income is not wealth. The system loves hard workers because hard workers don't ask questions. They don't slow down. They don't build assets. They keep the machine running while someone else owns it. Now flip the perspective. Wealth isn't created by working harder. It's created by owning instead of renting your time, getting paid for results, not hours, building things that work without you. That's leverage. Leverage is the multiplier between effort and outcome. A video works while you sleep. A system runs without you present. An investment earns without effort. That's not luck. That's structure. So what does this actually look like? Let's go back to Mike. Instead of only trading hours for dollars, Mike could learn a high-income skill and charge $500 per project instead of $15 per hour. Or invest a small amount consistently into assets that compound quietly over time. Or build something once that pays him again and again. That's leverage. You build it once. It pays you repeatedly. Hard work should come after leverage, not before it, because when you add hard work to leverage, results multiply. When you add hard work without leverage, you burn out. The real question isn't, how can I work more? It's, how can this keep working without me? That single question changes everything. The goal isn't to stop working hard. It's to stop working blind, to stop confusing exhaustion with progress, to stop believing suffering equals success. Hard work didn't make you poor. Hard work without leverage did. And once you see that, you finally have a way out. If you want to learn the 3 types of leverage anyone can start building today, even with zero money, subscribe. Because that's exactly what I'm breaking down next. This is Tom Invests, breaking down money so it actually makes sense.